Hi, welcome back to another video. So we are heading into the earnings season wherein a lot of stocks are going to announce their quarterly results in the upcoming month. So it's very prudent for us to go ahead and do a result analysis for our desired F&O instrument. So it's very necessary for us to go ahead and check how exactly the stock would have behaved in the past before and after announcement of its result. So let's take an example that we have 5 stocks on our radar list and we want to check how the stock behaved n number of days before the result and n number of days after the results. So manually it would be a very hectic task to go ahead and source all of the necessary information and the data points which we need. Instead of that, we can go ahead and directly use result analysis out here in our application, which will give us a quick look about how a stock behaves n number of days before and after announcement of its result. So the first thing, once we enter result analysis tool, we need to do is give input about our desired stock in the search panel. Then the tool will ask us how much number of days we want to consider when we are evaluating the performance of the stock. So we can go ahead and give our desired input. Let's say if we only want to see how ACC performed every time one day before its result, we can click on minus button over here and the value would be changed. And we also want to see how ACC performed, let's say 3 days after announcement of its result. Further, from date is how long a duration of data we want to go ahead and have a look on. So I want to check how ACC performed 1 day before announcement of its result every time and how ACC behaved 3 days after announcement of its results. So here are the outputs below. So let's try to understand the graph below. The yellow color lines are showing us how ACC performed 1 day before its result, whereas the grey color bars are showing us how ACC behaved 3 days after announcement of its result. So if we check over here, the result date was 19th of October 2021. 1 day before the result, ACC was down by 2.97%, whereas post 3 days announcement of its result, like after 3 days of its result announcement, ACC was down by 1.45%. So we can go ahead and search our desired F&O instrument over here and we can go ahead and conduct such result analysis. On the right hand side of the graphical view present over here, we will get to see the tabular view of the same data. Further, we can go ahead and just move the instrument panel over here, the information panel over here. So now there is a key data point which we have observed in Bajaj Finance over here, which is generally 2 days after announcement of its result, Bajaj Finance kind of provides a good positive move. So if we see that Bajaj Finance 2 days post its result, majority of the time it has been green. It was just basically couple of times when there was a negative move happening in Bajaj Finance post 2 days of its result. So on 1st of February 2018 result, 2 days posted, it dropped by almost 7%, and the other one was this one, which is the recent most result, wherein the stock announced its result on 26th of October and post 2 days announcement of its result, Bajaj Finance was down by almost 5%. Rest, if we see, whenever it dropped marginally. The drop was not very significant. If we see these figures, the drop is very marginal. Also, we had observed the same thing in HDFC. So if we see HDFC 3 days post its result, so again the similar kind of pattern has been observed. It has been negative significantly on 30th of July 2081 result, basically 3 days posted, and rest majority of the times it was good, and also in May 21 it dropped by around 2.5%. Rest the things were normal only, the drops were very marginal. So this is how you can go ahead and shortlist the candidates. You can understand how the result have been impacting the stock historically. So now let's take an example of ICICI Bank in this scenario. So if we see ICICI Bank, it generally gets volatile post its result. Okay, that it's 9% up, 15-11% up, but down again by 8%. Then again, sometimes it is up by 12%, it is sometimes down by 5%, again down by 6%, up by 5%. So ICICI Bank post announcement of its result, it gets volatile. So using result analysis, what we can do easily is, first we can identify whether is there a pattern in an instrument n number of days before and after the result or not. Second thing is, we can check out whether the instrument gets volatile post its result or not. So because a lot of participants, they practice the strategy of placing a short strangle or a short straddle, naked ones though, once the stock announces its result, because of the IVs which take a cooler down approach, right? But if we do similar sort of strategy in ICICI Bank, I would say it would not be very prudent to do that strategy in ICICI Bank, because the historical data suggests us that it becomes generally either ways post announcement of its result. So it kind of makes me aware that okay, ICICI Bank has become volatile post its result. So you can also observe certain data points for any of the FNO stock listed out there using the result analysis tool. Thank you.